Okay, well that actually wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be, because I had planned on cutting from the bottom up to mark the location, but that didn't work because my blade wasn't deep enough. So then we had to figure out where the cut actually was, and we're very close. We got too far off at the back, too far back at the back, and too far forward at the front. So I think we're still okay though. I might clean that up a bit, but I think it's going to work just fine. So clean up the mess and then we'll install the sink.
Your wife is genius.
Genius. Yeah, I married you. Okay, so there we have it. There is our sink. It has been siliconed down. We've got the water jug and some paint cans sitting there just to give it some weight. It's been sitting there for at least a couple of hours, and so now I'm going to go underneath and put in 2 valves, one for the hot, one for the cold, and then try and get the drains hooked up. So let's get started. Okay, there we have it. I've installed the calophone. Connections are made. Hot and cold. It's not particularly fancy. I got to do something to support the hoses sooner than later, but for now it's okay. So now we're going to turn the water and see if it leaks. Well, everyone, it is Tuesday morning. Yesterday we were in Loha, picked up a bunch of stuff. And as you will note from some of the clips that I've been showing here, or will show just now, I installed the sink. Wasn't able to film all of it. Installing the calophone, the water heater on the outside, because it was dark. I had to do it with a flashlight. But I got that done. I'll take some more shots so it looks like finished now. Just making sure now there's no more leaks. Today, however, we got another job. Today we are going to move all of this dirt. And we're going to put it back into these holes where the septic is now. So it's not all going to fit in there, but we're going to put whatever doesn't fit there right here, just at the bottom of the garden. We're going to pile it up there, and in the future we're going to need it. So that is the plan for today. I've got Israel and Enrique, another worker, coming, and the backhoe has left Malacatos about 7:30, well, 15 minutes ago or so. So hopefully he'll be here by, I don't know, 8 o'clock, 8:15, somewhere in there. Okay, that's the plan for the day.
Your face in the camera.
So I'll just show you the results of our backhoe work today. We filled in where the septic was, moved the gravel and sand from up the back down here so we can use it, and we moved the rest of the dirt into an enormous pile right here at the bottom of the yard. We're going to use that eventually if we ever get a chance to terrace things. And there's one more thing we did, was kind of a bonus. I'll show you that right now. Well, I should add that as part of the excavator work, he lowered our entrance here. Instead of having a big hump right where the gate was, Got a nice gradual incline, so it's really nice. And I also wanted to point out that we fixed our gate. We fixed the hinges, moved the entire gate, both sides, over closer to the posts. Did the same thing on this side. And then the other thing we did was we welded the hinges shut so that the gate no longer flexes. And now everything fits just perfectly. I didn't bring my key down here, so I can't show you how smoothly it opens, but you'll have to take my word for it. It opens really nice. Okay, so that was kind of the bonus that we got today. Okay, so out the back, we had the backhoe come in while he was here, and he leveled out everything. Come in and he actually dug a trench all the way from up at the top. We're up at the back of the house. There's the roof there. Anyways, he dug a trench all the way down, and he leveled out the road and more or less tried to get it at least level or slightly sloping towards the right hand side. And then he left that little berm here of dirt. I don't think it's going to help much, but it might. Just so that any water that comes down off the hill or down off that part of the road won't run down in towards our gate, which is quite low, but will just run off into here. So here is our finished sink. I've still been working on the underside a bit. Really hard to get it stopped from leaking. The stuff that they sell for installing this is just junk here. But it is working, and we've got hot water. I'll show you that in a bit. Today my wife put the grout into the edges all the way along here on the schluter and in the spaces between the tiles. So we're happy about that. Then we don't have to worry about it getting water leaking through into the plywood. So there is our hot water caliphone installed and connected all up. I have to do something to make the tubes a little bit stronger. They're a little bit wobbly right now, but I will do that when I get a chance. Okay, so that's it for Tuesday, and tomorrow we are going to get back to work on the cabinets. I'm going to put one cabinet in beside the stove, hopefully, and then maybe start working on the drawers. That is the plan. Okay, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you again later in the week. Hey everyone, just a quick note at the end of the day on Wednesday. Today was kind of an off day. Worked on some videos, didn't do much on the house. However, I did install this cabinet the left hand side of the stove, and I've got a top coat on there of Bondex, which will dry overnight, and so tomorrow hopefully I can get the tile on there. So it's not much, but every little bit helps. Other than that, Laurel's been cleaning some floors and not much else. Okay, we will talk to you later in the week. Well everyone, it is Friday night. Haven't got a lot done over the last couple of days, though we did do a couple of things. One of them you will notice behind me, possibly, but I'll show you that in a minute. In the kitchen, I put in the cabinet to the left of the stove. Got the top on it, and just needs to be grouted. So we're working on that. I'm also working on a base for the stove. These cabinets are 36 inches high, which is the norm for North America, but the stove is much lower. As you can see, they're a little bit smaller here in South America, in Ecuador. So I'm going to raise that up with a little platform that I built, and I just have the last cabinet for that side, the wall by the fridge, sitting there. Now the reason I can put that there is because, well, we moved the other fridge into the spare bedroom, and we have an extra stove which we can't use here. but it's sitting there. It's electric, so it's not really very good for your snow. I don't have any wiring for it. And the reason we were able to move the refrigerator here is because we moved the furniture out into what is our sala. And although this room is not finished yet, the guys are coming on Saturday. They're going to work on some of the doors, and they may be even back the following Saturday to finish up. But just moving the sala out here has made it feel a little bit more like home. We've also cleared some of the junk out of the what is to be the studio, although you would hardly be able to tell by what's left here. We moved around a bunch of stuff, and by doing so, it has kind of made it feel a little bit more like we can begin to use this. Okay, so that's it for this week. Next week I'm going to start working on drawers. I've actually started working on one already, which we may install in the next couple of days. If I do that, I will take a little video of that as well. Thanks so much for watching Passion for Life Gallery, where life inspires art. Well, everyone, it's Sunday morning, and I'm just looking at a cabinet that I made. This is the first one. This is the garbage cabinet. That's why it's so high on the front and the sides. It's painted green on the outside, same as the cabinets, and we're using the Soji white, which is the same as our walls, for the inside. So I did that 2 coats of paint on that. So she's ready to go. Anyways, what I have to do now is put the slides on.